Morning, everyone. Thank you all for coming today. Welcome to this press conference that is hosted today by the Jamie Kimball Foundation for Courage. I am Ron Kimball, founder with my wife Jan of the Jamie Kimball Foundation for Courage, named in honor of our daughter, Jamie, who was killed over 7 years ago by her ex-boyfriend in Tampa, Florida. The Jamie Kimball Foundation for Courage is a nonprofit corporation with a mission of prevention, education, awareness, and research to stop domestic violence before it begins. And I must say that I stand before you today representing a board of directors of the Jamie Kimball Foundation for Courage that is second to none, and a staff, a mighty staff of 2, which deliver our prevention, education, awareness, and research services to this community around North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, and wherever this issue takes us. I want to recognize our fantastic, talented board and staff for the work that you're doing on behalf of domestic violence prevention. Thank you. The real purpose today is about a tough subject. It's to release the updated costs of domestic violence in North Carolina. The Jamie Kimball Foundation for Courage did a study 4 years ago, and this is an update of the study that was done 4 years ago. Our goal is to raise awareness about the magnitude of this issue throughout North Carolina and right here at home in Mecklenburg County. The report you now have in your hands details the cost at a staggering $504 million last year in 2018 for the entire state of North Carolina, and nearly $50 million right here in our home county of Mecklenburg County. The numbers are staggering. The numbers are horrific. If not for the work of some of the partners that you're going to hear about and hear from today, the numbers would be worse. But we know that we have our work cut out for us to put a dent in this issue that is ravaging our communities, our families, and our communities across North Carolina and right here in Mecklenburg County. I'm going to say a little bit more about the report in a few minutes, but today, on this first day of October, which is the start of Domestic Violence Awareness Month, the Jamie Kimball Foundation for Courage is joined by several of our valuable partners as we work to eliminate domestic violence in our state. Each of them have been invited to participate and say a few words in today's press conference. And first, I would like to introduce the elected leaders of our local governments to say a few words. The Honorable Mayor Vi Lyles of the City of Charlotte and Honorable Chair George Dunlap of the Mecklenburg County Board of Commissioners. They have both been huge collaborators and leaders to eradicate domestic violence right here at home. I'd like the 2 of them to come up at this point in time, and I'd like Mayor Lyles to address you first, followed by Chair George Dunlap.
Good morning, everyone. Did you know that 1 in 4 women and 1 in every 10 men will be victims of domestic violence in their lifetime? Did you know that domestic violence-related calls is the #1 reason for all calls made to 911? Last year, the number of domestic violence calls to CMPD reached nearly 40,000. In 2018, there were 52 homicides in North Carolina due to domestic violence, and 6 of those deaths occurred here where we live. And our local shelter, with the ability to house 120 people, is at capacity nearly every day. I share these statistics with you not to be frightened, but to be motivating. This is a crisis that affects 32 million people, and the time is now to do something about it. But to act, you must understand, and that's why this study is so very important. I want to personally thank the Jamie Kimball Foundation for Courage, which is a tribute to the daughter of my good friends, Ron and Jan Kimball. They have taken a personal tragedy and they're shining a spotlight on this issue, and it's making a difference in our community. I want to say thanks to the NFL Foundation for the grant that made the report possible. Our challenge is always to work together seamlessly, holistically, and collaboratively to stop domestic violence in its tracks. It is clear to every one of us that we must do this. We must take action.
Well, good morning. I, too, would like to start off by thanking the Jamie Kimball Foundation of Courage, as well as the NFL, and to UNC for their support in conducting the research. I want to hit on 4 points. First of all, domestic violence creates significant burden. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And according to the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence and National Domestic Violence Resource Center, you've already heard the statistics. 1 in 4 women, 1 in 9 men, and more than 1 in 2 transgender people have experienced some form of intimate partner violence. Domestic violence costs the U.S. billions of dollars each year in loss of life, loss of work productivity, health care costs, property loss, policing, courts, incarcerations, and various other programs. Mecklenburg County consistently accounts for 10% of domestic violence victimization. The second point I want to talk about briefly is the economic cost of domestic violence, which has increased across our state and across our community. According to the Economic Impact of Domestic Violence study, Mecklenburg County alone from 2013 to 2018 accounted for an 11% increase in domestic violence victimization. That was an increase of more than 17,000 cases. The cost, per capita cost, went from $32.84 to $46.26. Thirdly, the study results matter because knowledge and power equal impact. Domestic violence has tangible costs for taxpayers, both public and private institutions, victims, their children, and their families. And we believe that an investment early on in prevention, intervention, accountability is essential to counter the ultimate cost of domestic violence. The Board of County Commissioners has been working for several years with the towns of Huntersville, Cornelius, and Davidson, as well as our legislative delegation in Raleigh, to get additional magistrates in North Mecklenburg. Additional magistrates will allow domestic violence victims to obtain restraining orders and other filings without having to travel to the courthouse in uptown Charlotte. The cost would have been shared by the county and the 3 towns. Even when agreeing to pay the cost, we were still unsuccessful in getting approval to proceed. So lastly, awareness of domestic violence is associated costs, and its associated costs is a tool for mobilizing our community. Our hope is that by elevating this subject, all of us will be compelled to act. Thank you so much.
I want to thank both of our elected leaders for their individual leadership, but also their leadership on the respective boards. And I understand that maybe proclamations are in the works, for both the county and the city in the month of October, and I want to say thank you for that as well. I also want to recognize Dina Diorio, County Manager, and Marcus Jones, City Manager, for their leadership on this issue, and for the staff that each of them employ, and the staff leaders that work for Dina and Marcus, because they've been a joy to work with and been excellent to advance the cause of preventing domestic violence everywhere. Next, I think it's always important to hear from our top law enforcement officials. And we know that we have two great ones here in Mecklenburg County. I want to bring to the podium Sheriff Gary McFadden to speak first, and Chief Kerr Putney to also represent Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department and give some remarks regarding the work that they do. Gentlemen.
First, I would like to thank Ron and Jan for believing in me and believing in the work that I have done and I will continue to do. October is a tough month, but it's tougher when you know what it represents. Ron first said he trusts me to speak, and I trust that he allows me to speak freely. I know about October, but I knew it before Jan. I know about October, 22 years as a homicide detective here at Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department. The day that I retired, July 31st, 2011, the next day, as we do today, October 1st, I was standing at Central Piedmont doing the same thing that I'm doing now, speaking before a crowd that's talking about domestic violence. That was in 2011, and now we're here in 2019 talking about the same thing. You will hear the voices, and you will hear many people talk about domestic violence. You will hear many people say they know the stats about domestic violence. Well, I know domestic violence personally, because as working as a homicide detective, I had to tell the families of their loved ones. But then I also live within each family of looking at the history that was unreported or were untalked about during that time. So when my friend, that I say candidly, called to support him today, I came, because I called him many times, and we stand in small crowds in small churches and talk to small crowds about domestic violence, because I am your sheriff, but first I'm an advocate for domestic violence. You don't have to call me twice when we're talking about domestic violence. You may not have to call me at all. I may just show up, because I understand the cost. The cost on the paper that you see now is not the real cost. The real cost is a family losing a loved one. And Ron and Jan will talk to you about the paper costs that they have today, but they can never tell you the real cost, and you can never live in their shoes unless you have lived in their shoes at the real cost. They lost a daughter. I have a friend who has lost a daughter, and I will always stand beside that friend to fight this evil that we have in every city across America, and it's called domestic violence. So now you know. Now you heard, and you will hear more. Don't let it be 10 years for us to have another conference or another press conference to talk about domestic violence. We all have a chance to do something about it. And do not let this be a celebration. Let it be a fight, and be an advocate for domestic violence. If you have breath in your body, no matter how old or how young you are, that's the real cost, what a family has to go through each and every day to create a foundation to bring awareness. It should not take a foundation to have awareness. We hear about it, we see about it, and I guarantee you this, everyone in here today, domestic violence will affect you. If it haven't, we'll be at this podium with you next time. Thank you.
Good morning. It's good to go almost last, because people say exactly what you wanted to say from the beginning. Here's what I'll tell you, though. What can we do about intimate partner violence? We respond to about 40,000 calls a year. So far this year, 425 victims of strangulation, 10 of intimate partner violence have lost their lives. Why do I talk about strangulation? It's an indicator. What you can do is help break the cycle. You're going to hear a lot of words, but I want you to take responsibility for helping to break the cycle. 425 opportunities to speak up and speak out, to do something in line with the mission of the Jamie Kimball Foundation. Do something. Say something. Help us change outcomes. I told you 425 times somebody tried to end a life. So 415 people are lucky. But for His grace, they're lucky. But I can tell you, in every one of those cases, somebody close to that person knew something was amiss. What can we do? We can speak up. We can speak out. We can change lives. Also, let us not forget about the Family Justice Center. That way, victims who've been exposed to trauma and violence have one place to go to get all the services they need, the wraparound services to save lives. I'm honored to be here and speak on behalf of the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department, all the detectives who do this great work, also in partnership with the Kimballs, who are doing fantastic work, that if you speak up and speak out, can help save lives. Thank you.
I think we have two great law enforcement leaders in this community that we're very proud of. Thank you both. It's now my honor to introduce two nonprofit leaders who would like to say a few words about this study, about what it means to them, about the work that they do. So we're very honored to call next to the podium, and finally, Sherry Honeycutt Everett from the North Carolina Coalition Against Domestic Violence, who is driven down from the Triangle this morning to address you, and Karen Parker of Safe Alliance, one of the close-in partners of the Jamie Kimball Foundation for Courage with the work they do in this community. Sherry and Karen, thank you for coming today.
Thank you, Ron. Good morning. I bring you greetings from the North Carolina Coalition Against Domestic Violence. At the Coalition, our mission is simple: to end domestic violence in North Carolina. It's a daunting task, and the numbers reflected in the Kimball Foundation report underscore just how far we have to go. The economic costs of domestic violence in our state affect us all, whether we know it or not. They're reflected in our rising health insurance premiums and hospital bills, and rising court costs, fines, and fees, and in our taxes, and in every plea for donations made by agencies such as Safe Alliance here in Charlotte, donations that are necessary to try to meet the tremendous demand for services for our survivors. As a statewide nonprofit agency charged with the task of working across systems to reduce these numbers, at the Coalition we are all too aware of another number, and that is the number 1. As long as one person in our state is still suffering from the effects of violence and oppression, our work will not be done. And it is also the number 1 who brings us all here together today. One person's memory and spirit has inspired this incredible work that is so important for us in North Carolina as we grapple with the magnitude of our problem. At the Coalition, I serve as lobbyist to the state legislature on these issues. And when I approach our elected leaders with requests for state law and policy reform that will spark meaningful change, I need to be able to approach them with statistics backed by solid research and sound methodology that demonstrate all of the reasons why we need these changes. And so that's why I'm here, grateful today to the Kimballs and Dr. Depkin for the research they are providing for myself and other advocates across the state. These are tools that I now have to speak to the economic impacts of this epidemic in North Carolina. So I want to thank you and the Kimballs for all of these efforts. I'd like to say that the Coalition stands with the Kimballs and with every family across our state who has lost someone too soon to domestic violence. We are committed to working towards preventing these senseless acts of violence and towards a future where North Carolina is violence-free. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Karen Parker, and I'm the president and CEO of Safe Alliance. I'm excited to join the Jamie Kimball Foundation for Courage today to commemorate the release of the Cost of Domestic Violence report. Save Alliance serves over 10,000 domestic violence and sexual assault victims annually throughout Charlotte-Mecklenburg. One of the reasons we're able to help so many is because of community support. And we know that there are two ways to encourage this type of support. First is through survivors and the families and friends of victims who so openly share their personal stories. Ron and Jan Kimball, as well as Jamie's many friends and family members, work tirelessly to educate our city, our state, and our country, telling Jamie's story with the goal of ending domestic violence. They help us understand that domestic violence can happen to anyone and that everyone can do something to prevent it. A second reason that Safe Alliance is able to support so many victims throughout the community is because we utilize data. Strong data paints a picture demonstrating what domestic violence looks like here in Charlotte-Mecklenburg to help donors and funders prioritize and allocate resources to support our work. The Cost of Domestic Violence report is unique because it quantifies each step of a survivor's journey: her lost work time, her trips to the hospital, her efforts pursuing justice, and her recovery from the trauma. The report demonstrates the immense cost not only to the victim but to each of us. It illustrates that domestic violence is a community epidemic that requires a community solution. One of these community solutions is the creation of a family justice center. Leaders are currently planning for a one-stop facility, as Chief Putney mentioned, that will offer survivors a place that they and their children can visit to receive all of the services they need in one location. The Jamie Kimball Foundation for Courage has not only supported the research that helped justify the need for this type of center, but the foundation has recently awarded a $50,000 grant to initiate the first phase of the Family Justice Center, bringing together core agencies to collaborate on our community's highest risk cases of abuse while the permanent center is being planned. Many thanks to the Jamie Kimball Foundation for Courage for publishing the Cost of Domestic Violence report and for all you do to make Charlotte-Mecklenburg a safer and healthier community.
Thank you, Karen and Sherry. One other person in the audience right now that I want to recognize is our District Attorney, Spencer Merriweather. Thank you, Spencer. He's here today. He is a proud papa for the first time, how many days ago? 7 days and 2 hours ago. So thank you again for you and your staff being here, Spencer. Now a little bit more about the cost report. It was compiled by Dr. Craig Depkin. Craig, raise your hand. I want you to recognize and I want you to acknowledge the work of Dr. Craig Depkin at UNC Charlotte. A tip of the hat for the excellent work that you did. And in the audience today also is Chancellor Phil Dubois and Betty Doster from UNC Charlotte. Thank you both for being here. I want you to know how important UNC Charlotte has been to this effort, but to other efforts of prevention, education, awareness, and research. Their university, our university, is a leader in working with students on campus to make sure that we keep kids as safe as we can, young adults, from dating violence, from sexual assault. And again, thank you, Chancellor Dubois, for the work that you've been doing. The report itself details costs in several categories. You will see that in the report. Categories such as mental health costs, loss of life, medical costs, absenteeism and loss of productivity, incarceration costs, policing costs, volunteer time, shelter costs, property loss costs. They're all detailed and identified, and a full explanation given at the end of the report to recognize the numbers that are inside. And not only do we have data for all of North Carolina, the data is extrapolated for use in every one of the 100 counties in North Carolina, because let's face it, there are shelters in nearly every county, not every county, but nearly every county. And this data will be important as they look to collaborate in their own communities to talk to donors, to talk to legislators, to talk to educators, to talk to nonprofits, to see how this report and this data can leverage resources and leverage awareness about domestic violence, intimate partner violence, dating violence among youth in every way possible. I want to say a few additional thank yous today. The NFL Foundation, which the mayor recognized and others did as well. Riley Fields with the Carolina Panthers, who sought the grant from the NFL Foundation and the work that our own Carolina Panthers are doing. Again, our JKFFC, Jamie Kimball Foundation for Courage board members. A lot has been said about Jan and me and Jamie, but I want you to know the work of our board and of our staff, who are talented, who are passionate, who do great work day in and day out. And I just want to give a tip of the hat again to our fantastic board. To our staff, Sherelle Carrington and Dorinda Bartholomew, for the great work they're doing, for our interns who are here today as well. And to Ken Garfield, who has assisted us today with the press conference and with the information that has been conveyed to the media and in the report itself. Thank you, Ken. There are a few upcoming events and things that I want you to note that are spearheaded by the Jamie Kimball Foundation for Courage. One of them coming up on October 10th, 9 days from now, at the Foundation for the Carolinas, our second annual employer workshop. Bank of America is our sponsor, our partner, and Bank of America is a global best practice leader in supporting domestic violence victims in their workplace. That is from 8:30 to 3 next Thursday week, October the 10th, at the Foundation for the Carolinas. Come out and hear best practices and what you can do as an employer. We have several registered. We have a few spots left. We would like a sellout crowd for our employer workshop on October the 10th. On February 1st of next year, Super Bowl Saturday, the first annual Teens for Courage Summit at Carowinds, where we are going to have 500 students in attendance talking about teen dating violence and what we can do. Rose Planer of our board is chair of that event, and just want to say thank you, Rose, for your work on that as well. And then April 23rd next year at the Charlotte Convention Center, the 6th annual Jamie Kimball Foundation for Courage Women for Courage Luncheon. Last year we had nearly 1,600 people at our luncheon. We want to fill the house, fill it to capacity. And Terry DeBoo and Sherelle Carrington, our co-chairs, are doing a fabulous job in coordinating and spearheading that event. Those who spoke are available for interviews after the conclusion of this press conference. We'll make ourselves available to you. I want to thank the media for coming out in mass and in force today, for the work that you're doing to spotlight this issue, creating awareness and educating our communities and our citizens about this menace in our society. Thank you all for coming. This concludes our press conference today. Thank you again.